Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wankers, people all over the world who have found some time to watch tonight's races in the Scientist Reverse Grid League here in the Einstein League. As you can see, we are at Brazil, at Sao Paulo, on a traditional classic track. A lot of history has been written in the past few years. Tonight, our 14 drivers will go at it here at Sao Paulo, and as always we have the full track map on. We also have telemetry and lap data enabled, so you can watch how much ERS all the guys have. You can also follow your favorite driver on the track map, and we will also take a look at position changes, stops and tires. And as you can see, Di Cunha and Corleone both starting on hard tires around here. Everyone else on mediums, only Eskimo is going on a soft tire. And we are watching the start right now. The Cupmaster takes a few moments, but now they go. Di Cunha starting a P1 in pole position on his hards, losing the start to Rob. He has a very good start going on the outside. Yorgo clipped, maybe spun around into turn one. Very unfortunate for him. Another car. Oh, that's Simpiel 88, I think, who's out of the race, and we already got a virtual safety car here. That was action-packed from the get-go. With a virtual safety car, everyone has to make sure that they stay within the delta, otherwise you get a drive-through penalty. At the same time, you don't want to have don't want to have a big gap to the guy ahead of you, so just stay within the range to attack him. Right now, after the start, Rob is leading the race in front of Di Cunha. Let's keep a closer look at position changes. Just a few position changes. You funny bot made up 4 positions from P12 to P8. Yor lost 10 positions after his spin, down to P13. And as you can see, there are already 2 penalties between Moshe and Euphonibot during the virtual safety car. That means a 5-second penalty, and Casto is pitting right now as the safety car has ended, the virtual one. Casto in the pits. Let's see why. He has a wing change, and he's going on to, is it the hard tires? I think it's the hard tires for him. It is. At the front, nothing changed. Rob's still in the lead, and we have Eskimo attacking Walter B for P3. And as you can see, we have an Aston Martin and Alpine fight at the top here. P1 to P4, only Alpines and Aston Martin. And we have Jaden's AlphaTauri coming very close to the rear end of Eskimo, trying to attack that front 4 pack. Always a huge danger when you have Jaden behind him. We have Chappie in his McLaren round, I think. Yep, he has fun, maybe. It looks like it. Maybe he got the touch, but we couldn't keep track of that, unfortunately. But Rob is trying to get a big gap to Di Cunha. It says it's very close, but on the screen I can see it's already 1.5 or maybe 2 seconds. The delta is a little bit sketchy right now, as Eskimo has to defend from Jaden, who will have DRS right now, as they will all have in their pack. And Jaden is trying to overtake Eskimo, who's defending the inside line. Jaden trying to do the switchback on the inside. He's on mediums, Eskimo the only one on softs. So let's see what Jaden is capable of doing here. Moshe at the same time is closing the gap to the pack, to the lead pack. Di Cunha on his hards can't keep track to Rob on his mediums, which means he's vulnerable when it comes to Walter be attacking him on the straight with DRS. Let's see what game Di Cunha is trying to play here, because normally you don't start on hards. There must be a reason for him to do that. Walter B is going for the outside line as Di Cunha is defending the inside. They're going side by side, but Acuna still has the nose ahead of Walterby. And now they're very close. Paper thin. Let's see what Walterby is capable of doing, as he almost touched with Eskimo, and Acuna still ahead of Walterby. Very nice defending here. And King Eskimo just overtook Walterby. What a move, but he has to slow that car down. Walterby is coming. Touching Eskimo, is trying to go on the outside. Pinching Walterby on the inside. Very nice move. Walterby not defeated, still there. Now on the inside, and Eskimo hit the wall. Eskimo just hit the wall. And that's probably huge damage to his car. It means he has to pit. Very unfortunate for him, he's going down to P10 after a very nice battle with Walterby. Of course they touched, which is never good, but it seemed like a very entertaining battle until that point. And Jaden is now very close to Walterby. But of course, he's the third car in that train, so Walterby has the best chances of overtaking Acuna, as he has no DRS. Let's see what Jaden can do here. But right now, we'll only probably see Walterby attacking Acuna. Acuna trying to defend the inside line, braking a little bit later, placing his car in front of Walterby. Very nice defending, tactical and strategically beautiful to watch. Defending against the DRS from Walterby. Let's keep a closer look at DRS. So as you can see, Walter at around 60%, Acuna around 30%. But he has been holding Walter now 5 laps behind him, which is absolutely magnificent. Especially around Brazil, where you got that long DRS straight and also a long straight off the Samba, but now Walterby is very close behind Acuna. Only 1/10 of a second. He has the DRS now. He's trying to attack him on the outside. We're switching to the onboard of Acuna, who has to let Walterby go. He's placing his car right in front of Acuna, sending him the bill that Acuna placed on Walterby's table for multiple times. But now it's a drag race between Jaden and Acuna. But Jaden has so much more traction out of the center S, but he also gets Acuna on the same lap, which means Walter is now to P2, Jaden P3, and Acuna in P4. Instant Racer at the same time is very close to Moshe's end here. Both on mediums, I think. Yeah, they're both on mediums. Euphonibot gets a 3-second time penalty on top of his 5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's 8 seconds for him. Moshe with 5 for collision on the virtual safety car. Instant Racer is coming very close to Moshe. Of course, he's at the top of the airstream here. But unfortunately for Acuna, he's already out of DRS against Jaden. It means he's vulnerable to Moshe and his DRS is down. So let's see what happens here. Take a closer look. Moshe's going for the inside, overshooting the corner. Acuna smelling that. Stays ahead of Moshe, who's fighting Instant Racer now, who already overtook him. And Euphonibot is also smelling blood in the water, trying to attack Moshe, but backing off for the moment. Instant Racer now on P5, Moshe P6. After he tried to overtake. Oh! And there's Moshe in the wall. Euphonibot too. There must have been both of them. Euphonibot kind of waiting for Moshe. Maybe he did a mistake there. No, he's not waiting for him. He has huge damage, as it seems. Yeah, front wing completely gone, and of course we have a full safety car. So that seemed like Euphonibot hit Moshe in the rear just a little bit, but especially on these straights where you go up to 280, 290 kilometers per hour. A slight touch is everything, and as we have the safety car, I think almost everyone is going to pit. Yeah, they're all going to pit now. The top 6 and now top 7, including Moshe, coming into the pits. Good thing for Moshe and Euphonibot will be that they get their 5 seconds removed, as they have to take their time in the pits. Pit stop. You from the block now entering the pits. Castor also coming in again. He switched on to hard tires. Chappie Eskimo still on track. He's on mediums, but he won't overtake the pack, which means he can easily pit too on fresh mediums again, maybe. Chappie out of his pit box now. Jordan with the drive through because he violated his delta at the beginning of the safety car phase, which ultimately results in a drive through. And Eskimo is now also coming to the pits. We can stay on board with him because nothing's going to happen now. It seems like he's switching to softs. Yeah, he's going on softs. Brave strategy, because you stay for 2 laps behind the safety car and you don't damage your tires as much behind the safety car, so he has around 8 laps to go on these softs. We get a 3-second time penalty for Corleone for multiple warnings behind the safety car, which means he must have cut the overshot corner somewhere, which is really, really bitter. Because the penalty behind the safety car is more than unfortunate, to say the least. So we have another lap of safety car. We will have, I will leave you alone for maybe half a lap to get myself something to drink. I'm back in around 45 seconds. We're back with the safety car coming in on this lap, which means the race will restart behind the leader, which is Rob at the moment. We've got Jaden behind, Walter B in P3. Let's stay with Rob for the moment. Let's keep a look at the tyres. Almost everyone on softs, only Corleone mediums. Chappie on hards, everyone else on softs, which means we have a sprint of 8 laps. In case we don't get another safety car. Instant race is already overtaken Walter B. Up to P3 for him. You're overtaking Corleone. A lot of overtakes already after the restart. Rob defending his position in P1 against Jaden in P2. Instant racing up P3. Walter in P4. Vicuña in P5 right now. Of course, his strategy from hards to soft at the end of the race completely destroyed by that safety car phase, but still P5 for him. Your P6, Corleone P7, Chappie in P8. Behind him, Moshe, your funny bot, Eskimo, and Durdan, who I think still has his drive through. Yeah, he has. That means he has to go through the pit lane to get that penalty removed. Otherwise, he will get disqualified. Jaden very close now behind Rob, only 3.5 tenths. But of course, after the safety car phase, you have to wait for 3 laps to use the DRS again, which means right now and on lap 12 we won't have the usage of DRS, so you have to overtake only down to ERS or driving skill, but of course you're vulnerable as soon as the DRS gets activated. Jordan now into the pits for his strike group, so he doesn't have to be afraid of disqualification. So as I've said, only Colorado is Chappie on hards, everyone else in softs. I don't know why Chappie's on hards. Maybe he started on softs, wanted to go to mediums, but the pit crew screwed it and sent him out on hards. But of course, he just has to overcome his P8 right now. As Jaden is coming closer and closer to Rob. 4/10 of the second instant racer. Walterby, a huge train. Kikuya P5 has to let them go. Those four guys go a little bit. Yaw is very close to Dacunia. Let's see if he can overtake him. Faking the overtake on the outside, taking a wider line to get the overspeed on the apex, and he's coming closer, step by step. And he will have the DRS on Dacunia right now. Jaden very close behind Rob, but we switch back to Yaw, who tried to go around the outside, and Dacunia once again defending very, very well that position. Yaw is trying to go for the overtake at all costs, but that was kind of obvious because that was full speed, and I think Dacunia was ahead of Yaw at that moment. He put the nose in, and of course then the contact will be there, and was there, and Yaw spun, which means he is down to P11, very close behind Eskimo now, and will probably get the DRS on him if he's not overtaking him. He's overtaking him now, going off track while doing that, jumping over the curb, and we almost missed the overtake. Rob versus Jaden, and Jaden still behind Rob. Rob no DRS. Mosha going down. Yaw gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Jaden overtaking Rob on the inside, which means Jaden is up to P1. Instant race is still P3. Walter P4 to P5. Chappie making up positions up to P6 now. You funny ball P7, Corleone P8. Mosha went down to P9. Yaw and Eskimo in the pits. Maybe from that little coming together, which was highly unnecessary. And if I'm not wrong, there are raindrops. I can see some raindrops here. Maybe I'm just a little bit colorblind, but it looks like raindrops, solid raindrops, and we still have 5 laps to go. So let's see where that race is going, because we could have some spectacular shit at the end of that race. Right now everyone is of course on dry tires, on soft, mediums and hards, but when the rain starts to increase, we could see a potential flurry. This would be huge. And Mosha, the first one, who's out on inters. Of course, right now it's way too early. The track is not wet. It's too early right now, but who knows what will happen on the next lap. If the rain increases immensely, then we could see the intermediate race for the last 2 to 3 minutes or laps. And Chappie is in the wall. Chappie is in the wall in P8. He was up to P6, but he's in the wall. Probably has wing damage. He has. That wing is completely gone. And the only thing he can do now is pit and go into inters for a braver strategy. That's the only thing he can do now. Let's see how Mosha is doing on these inters. It's very slippery, yeah. Right now it's not the right moment for inters, but maybe on lap 16. Who knows? We're on lap 15 right now, 3 seconds to Corleone's time, and Walterby has, he has overtaken Integrator. He's up to P3, attacking his teammate now, and the rain is increasing. The boys are on dry tires, of course, but the rain is increasing a little bit, but still, it's not wet enough. And Chappie is going on to full wet. He's having a laugh here. Great to see that he can take it. On the funny side, which is happening here to him, of course, very unfortunate for him to end up in the wall and now being in P12. Well, let's see if we get a wet track for the last few laps. And we have yellow flags in sector 1. That's Chappie DNFs. And we have a safety car. We have a safety car on lap 16 of 18. And the rain is increasing. Corleone, the first one in the pits. Let's see what he is doing. Durden too far back, so we can stay on board with Corleone and see what he's doing. And as you can see, he's switching to intermediates. So the safety car will be coming in on lap 17, I think, which means we have 2 laps to go then. Let's see if the intermediates are the right tire then, but the track looks a little bit wetter now. It doesn't look wet enough for Inters, but the rain is increasing. Yeah, the rain is now there. The track, yeah, now the track looks a little bit wetter. So it could be the transition phase right now between dry tires and Inters. So let's see what Jaden in P1 is doing. I think he's going for track position. You funny bot with a 20-second time penalty for speeding on the safety car. What has happened there? 20 seconds of penalties. It's the first time I've ever seen that. And now you can see the track is wetter. Jaden is staying out. Walter B2, instant racer. The first one out of that pack who's going into the pits. D'Cunha staying out. You funny bot coming in. Now it's interweather. Right now the track is wet enough for Inters. Corleone on Inters right now. Yeah, right now it's interweather. You can, but Corleone is sliding a lot, so it's a mystery. It's a fucking mystery right now. You funny bot out of the race. You funny bot probably DNF in the pits, which means he's out of the race. Corleone coming in. Let's see what he is doing. Is he switching back to dry tires on new Inters? Has he destroyed his tires? It's Inters again, I think. It's Inters again for Corleone. Eskimo overtaking him now in the pits because of that. Staying on dry tires. Of course, he has to be very careful on dry tires, but it seems like he has no big issues. Corleone now out of another set of Inters. An instant racer out of the lead pack, the only one who pitted for intermediates. Let's see what the safety car is doing. Is it coming in? The lights are still on. It's coming in. It's coming in, which means we have a huge gap between P5 and P6 and all the guys behind. So we have a fight of 5 cars until the end of the race. 4 of them are on soft tires. Only instant racer in P5 is on fresh intermediates. As the race continues now, Jaden doing the restart. D'Cunha P4 warming up his tires. But of course it's wet right now. It seems like Inter is the tire to go. Interrace has so much more grip. He goes around the outside of D'Cunha. Staying there, he has so much overspeed, much more traction. He's just overtaken 2 guys, Rob and D'Cunha. Inter is the tire to go. Inter is the right tire. Instant Racer trying to attack Walter B on the inside. He's defending. But Instant Race has so much more traction. He's up to P2, Walter B P3, and now he's coming for Jaden. On the last lap, we are on the last lap. Instant Racer has a penalty, I think, 3 seconds. He's going for the lead against Jaden. Maybe he also gets the 3 seconds on him. Let's see if he can make use of these Inters right now. He has to overtake Jaden ASAP. Otherwise, he has no chance of getting that done. He's going down the inside, overtaking Jaden. Beautiful move by Instant Racer. Going up into P1, and now he has to put everything in to get the 3 seconds between him and Jaden P2. Let's see what he can do here. Jaden very, very careful around here. Instant Racer almost spinning. off the ticket. That's so aggressively, and Jaden almost spun. Let's see if he can get the 3 seconds on Jaden here. 2.5 already. Let's see what happens. But I think it's around 2.5, 2.6. But what a decision by Instant Racer. Winning that race on track, losing it to Jaden because of penalties. Congratulations to Jaden and on Instant Racer for that strategy call. That means Walter in P3, Rob P4, Ticunia coming home in P5, Yor P6, Durdon P7, Moshe P8, Eskimo P9, Corleone in P10. Unfortunately, they had no chance to improve after the gaps have been too big between these guys at the restart of the safety car. But what a decision by Instant Racer to come into the pits, switch onto Intis for the last 2 laps, and just from my point of view, also the driver of the day for that decision, for that late call, and for making our positions up from P5 to P2, getting onto the podium. What a decision, what a drive by him, almost getting the win. Spectacular, absolutely spectacular. I'm a little bit in love with Instant Racer here. What he did was brave, and it almost paid off fully. That was such a strong move by him, and that's a deserved podium. What a race, what a call. Here are our final results. Jaden wins that race here at Sao Paulo. Instant Racer in P2. Walter B finishing P3, Rob P4, Ticunia P5, Durdon in P6, very nice result for him. Yor in P7, Moshe P8, Eskimo P9, Corleone P10, and our 4 DNFs are Euphonybot, Chappie, Casto, and Simpiel 88. Thank you very much for joining here around Brazil. Of course, we will be back in around 10 minutes for second race at Spa Francorchamps.